Hello, 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 hello. Are we live? It would certainly seem so. Ah. Oh, welcome, dear viewers. It's great to be back, isn't it? Hello, Red Panda. Hello, the one dude. Hello, whoever else is there. I greatly appreciate you. Nice. If you can hear me, that's great. That's great. That's exactly how I would like this thing to go. So yes, as you can probably clearly hear, I'm still a little bit sick, so we're going to take it slightly easier today. Not going to be as loud as we usually are. Hopefully everything works out. Alright, so I hope you can hear the music as well. But yes, I am absolutely not ready for lockdown. Because I don't know what you need to do to be ready for it after having it, for a while. I mean, obviously we haven't had it for, as long as some other people in some other parts of the world. But still, wouldn't really want that because that I'm sorry about occasional coughing. There's practically no way I can avoid it, so I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable too, so I guess we're even in that regard. But yes, we are going to be playing Supreme Commander Forged Alliance once again. Hello, Altizen. Welcome. Hey, great to see you as well. Yeah. And yes, we are in fact getting a lockdown. It has been announced that basically it starts tomorrow, and then it will last until I actually don't quite remember. I think it's like, well, officially for now it's until the 7th of November or something like that. So it's basically 10 days for now. But it's hard to say if it will actually be, lifted once the time elapses, because a lot of people are talking about a lot of people are saying that it could take a little bit longer for us to actually for us to actually recover and for everything to be re-enabled. All right, as we are waiting here for for our lobby to fill up, I'm gonna go ahead and search for a game to cast, I suppose. So let's go. Oh wait, that's player name. Type 1600 as in the search bar. Choose the correct year. Then enter. See if we can actually see it. Also, yes, I hope you are hearing the music. I changed the settings slightly before starting. I hope everything is working as intended. Please let me know if it isn't or if it doesn't, but it definitely should be. So yeah, how are you guys doing though? I don't think I have really since we haven't been talking to each other that much, I don't think I've asked too many of you. So yeah, if you would want to discuss it further, please by all means go ahead and do so. Yeah, I'll leave this lobby and probably join the creator lobby, because I don't feel like sitting around here for an hour just waiting for the lobby to fill up. Yeah, almost reached like what will look like 1100 in the lobby. Wait, no. Oh no, never mind.
Group formed.
This is like a really weird one with a million mods, right? Oh no, never mind. Oh, I was looking at another one. Hello, Unlucky Panda. Hey, welcome. Great to see you here. Haven't seen you for a long time. I hope I hope you've been doing great as well. Or as great as possible, at any rate. School has been stressful. Oh no. What's up with school? Anything, just, you know, exams and whatnot? Or do you just feel generally stressed from school? That could be a thing too. I wouldn't put it past it, but yeah, I hope it gets better for you relatively soon. As soon as possible. You got a new car. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool indeed. What kind of car is it? If you don't mind sharing. If you don't want to say that, that's fine too. That's okay. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to talk about mine after all. It's not bad. I just, you know, don't want to share too many personal details. School in general. Oh no. Sorry about that. Yes, I hope it improves for you sooner rather than later. I can't see the ASMR claim anymore, Saj. Yeah, I removed, or not removed, sorry, I disabled everything that has to do with voice for this particular stream. I will, you know, re-enable it once I'm fully recovered, so don't worry, it will reappear. I promise. Just for now, yeah, for now I have to, you know, I have to stick with this, or to disable them because I don't want to destroy my voice completely. I already did that yesterday, so now I'm still in a bit of recovery mode, you know. But yes, it will come back eventually, so don't worry about that. I got into a car accident, so I had to get a new car. Oh, 2010 Ford Focus. I see, I see. Okay, so I hope the accident wasn't too, you know, too major. Although if you had to get a new car from that sounds like, you know, that sounds like the previous car could have been totaled, but I hope that's not the case. When you bring your car to the insurance company and they're like, well, this one's not getting out of this. You have to, you know, scrap it. That's never a fun thing to happen. That is definitely something you probably wouldn't enjoy. Alright. The lobby is called 800 plus, and finally we got an actual 800 player there. I don't know how these guys are planning to balance all of this. There is a 1200, there is a whole bunch of 1000s. The insurance total it, yep. See? That's what I'm saying. And that's really sad. Really highly unfortunate. Swap 2 and 6 and so yeah, so the host is asking what to do, who to send where. The guys are saying just swap these and that's it. Okay. What's the balance? 89%. That's pretty good for Crater, I gotta say. Well. Oh, hello, Aria. Welcome. Great to see you again. How are you feeling? I hope the work has been treating you kindly. I imagine you've probably just gotten off of a really long shift. So, yeah, I hope you're doing great. Or at least as great as can be. But, yeah. We are, once again, back to Supreme Commander. Sorry about that. Back to our roots again, and yes, for this stream, like the one dude is saying, I disabled the, all the channel point redemptions that have to do with vocals, because, yeah, as you can clearly probably hear, I'm still a little bit, you know, I don't want to say sick, because that's not exactly true. I should probably... Okay, first of all, I should disable the music while I still can. Yep, there we go. And yes, this is our first Supreme Commander game of the day. So I think I'll send my commanders to the middle. It's kind of important when there are so few of them to spare. Even though I don't necessarily have to, but you know, if I can claim a few extra mass extractors for myself and help my help my ally build another, I think this is what we'll do, and then a whole bunch of generators, and we'll delete those generators eventually, but not now. Alright. I did get a 1900 for the car from the insurance company. Well, did it cover everything it needed to, or did you run into some additional troubles, or did you have to? Well, I mean, you probably did have to add extra money to the new purchase. You know, that's what usually happens anyway. Okay, this engineer will probably help with the one who will build the extractors. I guess that makes sense. Alright, so we've already got the scout flying out, so it looks like, well, either this player is going for... the scout is being produced. Oh, the new car costs around... Yeah, okay, I see. So yeah, you definitely had to add some extra to that. Well, that's, technically that's to be expected, I suppose. Alright, I've got my own scout too, which is completely pointless now because we already see everything, but whatever. Oh, Alright, so the Hydra has been done. So what should we do here? Okay, I feel like this guy probably wants to claim this extractor. So I'll just, I'll just help him build it. It's whatever. Don't really mind. So the most important part is, okay, yeah, first of all, the most important part here is to start upgrading these. Adding mass storage. If you can connect your mass storage to 2 extractors, makes it a little bit more efficient. I should probably do something like this, I feel like. And yeah, we need someone else to assist with the generators because we are already out of energy. Also, I imagine my commander is probably assisting the... No, he isn't. My dude. You, sorry. You upgrading or not? I typed it twice by accident. Okay, well, I guess that's a mystery for another time, huh? Не, пока не буду. Oh, okay. You're responding in Russian immediately. Alright, all of our scouts got killed, which is a little bit of a shame. The radar is taking forever to complete, and this guy is just standing there doing nothing. What? T2? Why me, though? Okay, well, I guess I'll be the one to get T2, because why not? Let me just complete this, Hello? Oh, this extractor is really taking forever. I should probably pause these engineers to make it faster. Oh, never mind. The other guy went T2. Okay. That's cool. Oh, and I'm assisting him, so yeah. I am losing all of my... Yep, okay. So yeah, we're not gonna be building anything besides maybe a few extra generators. At this point, the engineers can also probably stop. Yeah, relatively soon we'll need to go for Tech 2 air, I think. Also, this guy is protected from air, but not from land, which is really weird. Should have at least built, a Tech 1 defense turret while he was at it. It's very clear that the enemies are going to be coming in with, okay, you know what, let me just come in and shoot them. Oh, that's the commander. Okay.
Commander under attack.
Oh, that's... Yep. Well, we do have some artillery. Excuse you. What? What the hell is this all about? Yeah, they've got 3 commanders and a whole bunch of spam coming in, I think. Alright, let's try to assist this guy. Okay, he's done. Nice. Oh, destroy that. We need to... Hello? Okay. Run.
Commander under attack.
This guy's still building... This guy's still trying to build PD right in front of us, which is really weird. I don't think any of these guys have upgrades except for... Yeah. Still need to destroy the... Oh, God.
Under attack.
Yeah, now see, I'm losing all of my mass because I'm not upgrading. I should be... Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, looks like we have successfully repelled them for now. At least our front line didn't completely collapse, which is cool. I have lost all of my energy, however, because... Oh, yeah, I paused these guys, right? Which was a little bit of a... Okay. Yep. That mid-rush, yeah. We were lucky, you know. We were lucky we did manage to upgrade in time, but it was really close. Because if we didn't, we would have been completely toast there. Like, the game straight up would have been over. It's interesting, though, I can see that... I think this guy is upgraded, actually. He has, like, he has range, I'm pretty sure. But he is, you know, it's not enough to match the T2, at the very least. Alright, I need to, yeah, I need to come closer and assist again. I spent a lot of energy on overcharge there, which meant that, you know, I don't have energy for upgrades anymore. Yeah. It's a little bit of a shame, but we are successfully working on extra mass extractors. We didn't overflow any mass, which is also kind of important. And then we'll also do something like this in order to... Hello? What? What's up? The turret is down. I should come closer and try to protect it while he's building another one. There's gunships as well for... I'll try to bring my interceptors closer. Okay, I think they are... Yeah, this way I should be able to get some extra hit, or not. Oh, my commander decided to not to shoot, which was really weird. Okay, yeah, there's a whole bunch of anti-air cannons, so I should bring mine, my interceptors back. Can you please reclaim something, or not? Well, whatever. So yes, we are now going to be working on upgrades. So yeah, we were a little bit lucky with that. What are you doing? What? This guy's just... What? What is he doing? There's like a... Yeah, there's a T2 turret there already. Like what? Alright then. You seriously just want to get shot to pieces here? I don't think he has, Yeah, he doesn't look like... I can help him repair, but like... Not entirely sure if it's gonna work or not. Here we go. We are upgrading a lot of things at the same time. And somehow still managing to advance. I have no idea what's happening anymore. But at least I hope it's fun to... What? What is this? My dude, you still have no... You still have no mass to upgrade. Or, well...
Commander under attack.
Oh, both my commander and his, and my dude's commander are getting shot to pieces by... Yep. But the cool thing is we're still managing to produce more turrets. Move, please.
Commander under attack.
Oh, well, that's... He's taking a lot of damage here, well. Yeah, the DPS of the Tech 2 turrets is way higher than the DPS of the Tech 1 ones. So if this guy isn't careful, he's gonna be toast. Okay, so... Next step of the economy upgrade is this. You go here and build some generators. And then it's just this. Should probably make like 5 Nothas, and then I think I'll go T3. Air. Did he just reclaim his turrets, or did they die? I think they died. I also don't have any more scouts. I hope this guy is doing something useful in the meantime. It looks like he's going for Corsairs? Okay, I don't think Corsairs are the correct choice, but okay. I'll just patrol some, reclaim some extra mass, which I desperately need right now. Uh-huh. Alright, at this point he's just donating mass by bringing these guys closer. Yeah. See, like, they have absolutely no chance because the Cerberus turrets specialize in, you know, destroying, low-tech units, right? Oh, wait, can I get these? If I can get these, that will be very nice indeed. Oh, they've got... Yep. Where are you going? What?
Commander under attack.
What are you doing, my dude? Stop. Gotta run. Oh, there we go. He has Team D already. Nice. Might actually wanna... Yeah, you know what? We'll reduce the amount of engineers and let's start reclaiming these generators because we don't need them anymore. So that's cool. Yeah, my commander is kind of protected by this TMD. Yep. There's some artillery flying though. Or what was that? Yeah, that looked like artillery actually. Yeah, since they've got, you know, since they've got 2 commanders, yep, there's definitely artillery, okay. Yeah, they've got 3 commanders in mid and we've only got 2, and this guy isn't building anything either, so like... Some of the TMD also isn't working, which is interesting. Alright, it seems like we're... Yeah, I feel like we've got our economy on lock now. The Nothas, I should probably, you know what, I should probably even reduce their amount because they won't really help anymore. Our enemies have flag.
Commander under attack.
My commander is under attack by something. Not entirely sure what that was. Okay, what are you doing? Yeah, that looks like a doomed attempt. And this guy is still refusing to build shields. I really don't understand what his deal is now. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Honestly, instead of just focusing the AA like this guy is saying, he should probably just stop building the spam altogether and focus on like bunkering up because... And what else? Nothing else is gonna work, you know, at this point. Yeah, in the meantime, I will probably... Alright, so it looks like... Yeah, looks like they're done upgrading the extractors to T2, which is cool. But yes, we do need to get T3 air. I feel like that will work. Yeah, we'll give this guy... Huh? I'm hearing bombs, but I'm not entirely sure where they're coming from. I like how I have GM in my name, and this guy has DM in his name. That's funny. Yeah, next step is probably gonna be a strat bomber. We'll see though. Alright, this guy really doesn't like building shields for some reason. I don't understand. But okay. Alright, we got ourselves a T3 engineer. Should be... We'll start working on a generator. And then we'll see what we'll do from there. What? This automatic extractor construction sometimes works, and sometimes it doesn't. Also, yeah, they have scouted the Corsairs. I have no idea what the hell this guy is doing. Well, that's okay though. Oh, I'm about to run out of energy, so I should probably, yeah, I should turn off the shield for now. Not gonna do anything. So yeah, I probably should stop this guy. Should be patrolling in case he gets hit by a missile. Yeah, this guy just sent his Corsairs in like a random direction. Oh, this is what needs to be paused, right? Yeah, of course. The second engineer needs to be where? Here. What's up? Who's pinging and why? Ah, he wants these guys to attack, huh? I mean, okay, that's a lot of Corsairs, but it also, you know... Okay. Can re-enable everything now. Yeah, at this point we should probably send this scout to see what they've got, what they're working with. I'm here to learn what this game is all about. Yeah, this game is about building a base, and then building an army, and then destroying your enemies. That is mostly what it's about. For some reason this guy is... yeah. So basically you need to come up with a strategy to destroy the opposing commanders, which is the main objective of this game. Yes, basically your job is, you know, it's very simple. Okay, let's see if... Oh, that was nice. Alright, so the purple guy is dead. Which is very cool. Huh?
Commander under attack.
For some reason my commander is under attack though. I think he just got shot by a... yeah. Probably just got shot by an artillery shell. Oh well. I hope they upgrade this extractor sometime today, you know. Yeah, of course that also means we've lost all the Corsairs. But now I think we can advance without fear. Because yeah, like what else are they gonna do? There's still a whole bunch of Cerberus turrets, but there are no more shields. And these Tech 1 turrets won't really do anything because they are faced with artillery. Alright, finally got that thing out of the way. Hello? Oh! Alright, that guy also died. Somehow. So I guess my bomber is no longer needed, huh? That's, yeah. Only the purple guy remains. But yeah, so in this game you've got two resources. One is energy, the other is mass. Energy is needed for... well, not needed for. They are both needed for producing units, of course. What I'm saying is... I think I can just do this now. Yes, so energy can be obtained with from power generators, which you can build literally anywhere. Meanwhile, mass can only be obtained at specific spots, like these green spots you see right here. You need to build mass extractors on these to build stuff. Also, mass can be obtained by recycling the wreckage, like you can see right here. All of these numbers you can see on the screen is the amount of mass you can suck up from these structures. That is another thing you can do. Which is why map control is extremely important. What is that? Why are you building that? What? Okay then. Yeah, so my bomber didn't really accomplish anything, which is really sad. But yes, I am doing PvP. This was a 3 versus 3 match on a map that is heated quite a little bit in the Supreme Commander community. This one is called Astro Crater. Alright, you know what else should probably just... Yeah, let's just make a whole bunch of strategic bombers and finish the game this way. I think we should be able to. So yes, this game has a distinct, 3 distinct combat theaters. You have air, land, and sea. They are pretty self-explanatory, but I think it just, still bears explaining what they do. So, yeah, land units, you just build them, they roll in, and they fight your enemy directly. Air units fly around at high speeds. It's hard to catch them unless you have anti-air defense. It's basically impossible to shoot flying units with anything other than dedicated anti-air defense. And then you've got Navy, which, you've got water on a lot of maps. And on this water, you can build naval factories, which will then produce you naval units, which are quite brilliant in their own right. So in this particular instance, we don't have any Navy, because, yeah. The way this map is usually played is like this. You just build a whole bunch of bunkers right here, as does your opponent. And with those bunkers, those bunkers give your allies time to take up, eco up, and then, build something powerful, some powerful late game device that will finish the match. Which is exactly what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to build a whole bunch of strategic bombers. Okay, never mind. I don't think they will be necessary, because this guy is almost dead already. But basically, our white player did the exact same thing. So you can see right here. Yeah, this guy is almost... Yep, there we go. This guy is dead. So what we did was I went up to the middle to help my friend here, the red guy, build up this bunker here, this fortified position. And then after that, this guy was able to build a whole bunch of these Tech 2 fighter bombers called Corsairs, which are excellent at killing the opposing commanders. When you kill the opposing commander, the player who owned that commander is eliminated from the game. And the way the game is usually played is with the elimination of the commander, with the elimination of the player, all of their units, all of their properties will self-destruct. So, sniping the opposing commanders takes the absolute priority, if you can do it, and that's exactly what that guy did. He just built a whole bunch of those bombers that excel at killing commanders, and just went ahead and destroyed them all. Hey, welcome, foolish sage. Great to see you here. So yeah, like Rezo, I'm not sure if you were here from the beginning, but yes, I am still a little bit sick. That's a little bit of a problem. You can clearly hear it, but I feel like I should still, do a decent job. And right now I will be able to explain this game in more depth, because instead of playing myself, I will cast one game, which you can see right here. And we will see how high-skilled players play this game, so hopefully, we can learn a lot of stuff from them. Our bombers basically like meta. There are many things you can do. Bombers are just one of them. So, normally what you do in almost every team game is one player goes for dedicated air, which means they basically get the highest technological level of air units as fast as possible. Then they start mass producing air superiority fighters, which are the best way to, shoot down anything that can fly. And then when they achieve air superiority, which means, the opponents can no longer do anything with their own air units, of any kind, then with air superiority you can build things like bombers or gunships or other nasty stuff that is flying, you know, and with that stuff you can also try to end the game. But anyway, I'm sure you will be able to observe all of this in more detail right here, because we are going to be casting a game. This is a 3 versus 3 on a map called Flooded Tabula Rasa, which there was a map called Tabula Rasa which was just normal, where all of this was land, but here everything is underwater, which forces you to either build amphibious units to cross it, or cross it by air by transporting your units and airdropping them in the enemy's base, or to build ships, navy, which is the most common way to deal with that. Anyway, so here, yes, this is a 3v3. This map has got 7,000 mass in total on that that you can reclaim from all of these spots here. You can see these numbers. See 113, 113 here. These all also give you mass, although they're just one use. You know, you suck them up and then they disappear. Unlike these spots right here, which always give you mass, they give you, you know, they basically never stop working. Unlike, for example, in a game like Warcraft or Starcraft, where eventually your resource mines get depleted, in this game they literally never get depleted, so the only way to get rid of them is to destroy them. Or to stop them, I mean. Anyway, yes, so this is a 3 versus 3 match. Normally I think this map is a 6v6, but these players are good enough where they feel like they can play it as a 3v3, and you know, with their high actions per minute, or APM, they should be able to, you know, perform just as well as if they were playing a 6v6, or as if lower skill players, as if lower skill players were playing as 6v6. Anyway, let's go ahead and introduce our players, because that's what you usually do when casting. You introduce your players, right? Whoever is actually playing. I'm pretty sure that's you know, what people do in all strategy games, and well, basically in all esports, or in all esports casts of any kind. Yes, so we've got Team 1 in the north here, and Team 2 in the south. So in the white corner, on Team 1, we've got ourselves F Odin at 1900 rank points, in Spetsnaz green color, playing as the Seraphim, which this game has 4 playable factions, and this particular player is choosing the Seraphim, who are basically alien invaders, and they have alien names for every single unit they've got. For example, here you can see the land factory is called Hefia, which basically tells you nothing of what it does unless you've played this game before. Next up, right next to them, we've got FtXCommando, playing as the United Earth Federation, or the UEF, which are basically slow and bulky, which have slow and bulky units. You can see they, you know, they occupy more space within the building tiles, and you know, overall they look pretty blocky, and usually they have more health than their equivalents of other factions, including the commander, interestingly enough. Yes, so the FtXCommando has got himself 1700 rank points and is playing in Pontiff White. Compare this to well, compare those rank points to my own 1000 and you can clearly tell the difference. But there are yet other players in this game who are even higher rank, so that is something to keep in mind. Last but not least, for Team 1, we've got ourselves Ojo in Cyanide Cyan, playing as Aeon, which are essentially like space cultists, I want to say. They used to worship the alien Seraphim, which you can see right here, but then when the Seraphim unexpectedly attacked, most of the Aeon members were forced to join forces, right, with the other 2 factions, which is why this game is called Supreme Commander Forged Alliance, because yeah, the alliance has been forged because everybody else needed to unite against the Seraphim or die. Anyway, that does it for Team 1. Now let's move on to Team 2. In the purple corner, first of all, we've got ourselves the star player of this game, the highest ranked player at 2300 rank points. It's Hachama, also known as Yudi, also known as, I think he streams Supreme Commander himself. His name is Ashibira Inosuke with a double E at the end, I am pretty sure. And yes, he is also playing Aeon in the beautiful, his favorite baby pink color, and will be trying to occupy this island in the southwestern corner, as well as probably this island as well, because there is plenty of resources to claim from that. And next up, we've got ourselves Wish at 1600 rank points, which is the lowest rank of any player in this game. In beautiful, my favorite Ferrari Red, or one of my favorites anyway. Also playing Aeon, so mostly just Aeon and Seraphim in this particular match. One of the playable factions is not represented at all in this match, which is interesting, but I suppose it somewhat makes sense because those guys are, they have a little bit of a complication when it comes to crossing water. The guys that aren't represented, I mean. And last but not least, for Team 2, we've got ourselves Trith, also playing Seraphim at 1700 rank points in what I think this color is called Vivacious Violet. At least that's what one of the most popular Supreme Commander casters, Guile, calls this particular color. And hello, Boxeroo, welcome. I'm not going to be as energetic today as I normally am because, yeah, as you can clearly see, my voice is still a little bit, not quite there. I mean, from the last week when I was sick. But hopefully, I think by Friday it should be okay. We'll see though. Sorry about that. Anyway, so the usual order you do things in this game. I'm talking about people who are new to the game who want to learn. In case you're wondering, Boxeroo. Yes, the usual order you want to build things in this game are, first of all, you want to build a factory. And from this factory, you want to start producing units immediately. Because then, you will be able to spend all of your resources without actually wasting any of them. Because in this game, there is a maximum limit to how much how many or how much of each resource you can have. For example, you can see right here in the top left corner, this player can have 730 mass at most, and 4000 energy. If they start overflowing, which is when the bar is full, and the number next to it is still a plus number or a positive number, that means you're wasting a whole bunch of resources. Normally, when you're playing a team game, any excess resources you might be overflowing get transferred to your teammates. But if you're playing alone, the resources just disappear into oblivion, and you really want to avoid that. So you want to balance your economy extremely quickly by constantly upgrading it, but also spending enough so you actually don't overflow. Anyway, let's go ahead and speed up the game so we can see what the players do next. So, since they've got this bright yellow spot right next to their commander's spawns, the next thing they do after this factory is build a whole bunch of mass extractors, at least 3, usually 4, if they can get their hands on it. And then they go ahead and start building up this thing, which is called the hydrocarbon power plant. Now, hydrocarbon power plant is a unique structure. It's well, it's not unique, every faction has it, but it has unique usage because what it does is it's essentially a hyper-efficient form of energy generation. If you look at this Tech 1 power generator right here, you can see that the power generator costs about 75 mass and produces 20 energy per second. Meanwhile, the hydrocarbon power plant costs, if I can see here, costs 160 mass, so pretty much double of that, but produces 100 energy per second, which is 5 times what a Tech 1 power generator can do. So essentially, it's much more mass efficient to build a hydrocarbon power plant as fast as possible. The downside, of course, being that you can only build them in specific spots, these yellow spots on the map. And all other energy you still need to gain from mass extractions, which you still need to build a whole bunch of. So we've already got our first attack bomber of the game coming out from Ojo. Coming out from Ojo, trying to bomb the engineers of Yudi, which is very important in this game because one of the main differences between Supreme Commander and other games is its extremely long and complex build queues. As you can see right here, this engineer has 4 naval factories queued up for building, and then we'll probably have something else queued up. But if you can stop this engineer, or if you can kill this engineer, you will stop the entire building queue, which will result in your enemy having to send another engineer to the same location, in order to, and they will spend a whole bunch of APM because they will need to queue up all of the orders once more. Yeah, so as you can see right here, Yudi attempted to airdrop on this particular island. Yes, but it was shot down by the bomber out from Ojo, which just dropped a bomb. One bomb from a Tech 1 attack bomber is enough to destroy a Tech 1 engineer outright, and that's exactly what happened. Now, all the engineers have been destroyed, and now Ojo has a chance to drop his own engineers on this island and claim it for his own. So those early game plays, you know, those microscopic, you can say, plays are extremely efficient, or are extremely important, I should say. Specifically because of this, they can be the ultimate factor that decides the game, you know? They often say that strategy games, you know, a victory in a strategy game is a result of, you know, many, you know, many microscopic moments or micro moments going your way or not going your way, and depending on, you know, those tiny moments or tiny events in a match ultimately accumulate, and together they decide the outcome of the game. So the more microscopic moments like this you can make go your way, the better. And yes, this island is extremely important, or, you know, extremely hard to get to, I should say, specifically for this reason, because it's a sheer cliff on every side. So when you've got islands like this, the only way to access them is to airdrop engineers, which is what both Yudi and Ojo tried to do. And like I said, Ojo managed to destroy all of the engineers that have been airdropped, and now his own engineers will claim those massive structures. They've also built some anti-air defense turrets, which are, you know, which do extremely high damage. You can see right here, yep, see? The bomber just flew in and immediately got destroyed by the power of this turret. It did manage to destroy radar, which is kind of important because now, you know, radar, as you can see right here, those blue circles, they basically provide you with advanced warning. It's very important to build radars, you know, cover your map with radar, specifically because of this. See those gray spots? Even if you can't actually see those units, or you don't know what these units are, you are able to see them as long as, you know, you've got radar coverage. So this is why the turret was able to shoot at the bomber, even though the bomber was outside of its visual range. But now that the radar is down, that is no longer possible, so Ojo should totally build another radar here in order for the turret to work at full efficiency. We'll see if Yudi attempts to reclaim this island from Ojo as well. It's not clear as of yet. So you can see people already bringing their commanders out into the water, which is a very risky move because, you know, if you lose your commander, you lose the game. But they do feel relatively safe underwater because, you know, it's quite hard to hit them while they are in this state. For example, those attack bombers, like you saw earlier, cannot hit units that are underwater, and same with lots and lots of other units. For example, those frigates that everybody is building, you know, if the commander was on the surface, those frigates would have been able to put some serious hurt on it. However, because the frigates can only shoot surface targets, they only have surface-to-surface cannons, they cannot hurt the commander as well, while the commander can actually destroy them by just walking up to them and you know, demolishing them, basically using its reclaim feature. So yes, we've already got some massive naval engagements here in the middle of the map, basically. Both frigates from Yudi and Wesh on one side and from Commando and Ojo on the other side are, you know, engaging each other. It's very important. Naval superiority is very important on a map like this, because once you are able to destroy your opponent's navy, you can then build ships with higher attack range, and those high-tech ships will be able to hit everything you've got on your islands as well. So yeah, it's basically like if you know, think of a naval blockade in any other strategy game. If you can achieve a naval blockade of your enemy, you can then start bombarding them with the relative impunity, and, you know, we really don't want this to happen to you. These, you can see those planes that clearly don't belong flying over enemy territory constantly. You see this white plane, this one tiny white triangle, doesn't really belong at all. The reason it's been sent there is because it's a scout. You need to constantly send scouts, you know, into the opposing bases to actually see what your enemies are doing. Now, this is an airdrop, like I was talking about before. you can not only airdrop engineers, you can also airdrop combat units, and that's exactly what's happening here. Those Tech 1 artillery pieces, called Zethui, because once again, aliens. These artillery pieces have been dropped, and now it is much harder to get rid of them because there are no combat units nearby. The combat units are only coming in now, but the artillery pieces have already managed to destroy a Tech 2 mass extractor, which is an extremely valuable target. Those artillery pieces basically have paid for themselves already by destroying that, and now they got another Tech 2 mass extractor. I'm not entirely sure if this was, or actually I'm not sure if it was Tech 1 or Tech 2. But once again, that was a very serious loss for Truth. You really don't want those expensive Tech 2 mass extractors to die. That can set your economy quite far back. So mass extractors are a little bit different from other structures and units in the game, because once you've built a Tech 1 mass extractor, it can upgrade itself to Tech 2 and then to Tech 3 in order to increase its mass output. And you see that's exactly what he's doing here. He is building Tech 1 extractors using engineers, and then those extractors with the assistance of engineers will upgrade themselves to Tech 2. Assistance is another important mechanic that I don't think I've covered yet. But the gist of it is, basically any unit that can build or repair can also assist other builders, so together they can create higher tech things that, you know, the lower tech builders normally can't do. For example, what we're witnessing right here, this Tech 2 engineer out from Wish is currently building this Tech 2 power generator. However, even though normally Tech 1 engineers can't build those Tech 2 extractors, because they are assisting the Tech 2 engineer, they're just, you know, they can still pour the extra resources into it. So basically, the more engineers are building, the more builders are building one thing, the faster the resources will be poured into this thing. Which is very important because of yet another unique mechanic of Supreme Commander. And control shift to see the reclaim. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I could have done that. Because obviously, you know, a Tech 2 mass extractor costs much more than a Tech 1. So if you control shift to see the reclaim numbers, I could have seen if it was Tech 1 or Tech 2, but yeah. Since they were reclaiming it, I think they reclaimed it before building a fresh one. I think that means it was Tech 2. Yes, so basically in this game, another feature is that you can always queue up more orders, and it doesn't matter if you've got the resources to afford these orders. For example, you can see right here, as they were building, you know, or you can remember probably, as Wish was building this power generator, his resources were completely depleted. He had no mass or energy to spare. And yet he was still building it and still queuing up more orders because, you know, you can queue up as many orders as you want. The downside is that, of course, you know, for balance reasons, or, you know, by conventional logic, I should say, you know, the more projects you have, the more resources you need to spend on them. And if you haven't got the resources to afford them, then, you know, everything will be slowed down. So the more projects are queued up when you haven't got the resources, the slower everything will be built. So we've got the first Tech 2 ships on the field, already out from Wish and out from Yudi. We can see those Tech 2 naval destroyers, which are basically superior to frigates in every way. You can see right here, a frigate has got itself 1800 health, and 1800 health and 58 damage per second, while a destroyer has got itself, what is it again, 7500 health and does 212 damage per second from one cannon and 105 from another, so approximately 300 in total. But it's also much more expensive. If you can see right here on this, if we click on this factory, we can see that, yeah, one frigate costs 290 mass, while one destroyer costs 2200, so almost 10 times the cost. However, the cost is more than justified because destroyers are much more powerful, and yeah, as long as they can keep their distance, they can easily shred those frigates from afar, with frigates not even being able to shoot back, which is exactly what you're witnessing here. The destroyers are shooting at the frigates, but the frigates probably can't even see them. And yeah, all these frigates will get sunk very quickly and turned into wreckage. Delicious, delicious wreckage, which you can then reclaim to boost your economy even further. So yeah, the frigates are now retreating, but you know, a whole bunch of them still got sunk, specifically because yeah, they because the destroyers are superior. Of course, every player will still keep spamming more and more frigates. The reason for that, is because frigates are basically the bread and butter of your army. They are the most cost-efficient unit, so they have the most health and most DPS for their cost, or at least one of the most. There's of course conversations going on in chat, which we can see. We can see them from, we can read them, including team chat. As you can see here, sorry. The red text is the team chat, while the white text is the chat that everybody can see, not just your team. Good morning, Moscow. How's life in the future? It's pretty good so far. It's a bright sunny day around here. It's super cold, of course. I think it's around 3 degrees Celsius in the morning, but yeah, it's overall still pretty good day so far. You can hear probably that I'm still a little bit sick, so I'm sorry about that. My voice will keep cracking and croaking. Not much I can do about that. I hope you can excuse that, because I couldn't keep myself from streaming any longer. And I hope the croaking and all that should be gone by Friday. Anyway, right here we're witnessing what people are usually called naval crush, where one team pushes into the other team quite heavily. You can see right here both ships from the FtXCommando and Ojo are pushing back the navy from Wish and Yudi. And the navy out from who is this? Trith. Yeah, the navy out from Trith has been eliminated. Trith has no more ships and can't even build anymore because all of his factories have been destroyed as well. So yes, Trith is basically effectively out of the naval game completely and can't contribute to that. The only thing he can do at this point is to build planes, which are, better at sinking opposing ships, like these torpedo bombers right here. See, that's exactly what they're doing. They're building torpedo bombers to assist their ships with taking down the opposing ships, and it looks like the push has stopped for a moment. You can see, the navy of Team 1 no longer advancing against the factories of Team 2. They decided that they need to accumulate a little bit more, a little bit more strength before they can do the final push and hopefully knock the navy, knock the naval units of Team 2 out completely. Birdly 1, welcome! Hey, great to see you again as well. 4 degrees Celsius where I am. Yeah, it's about the same around here. Like I said. So now take 2 naval destroyers coming out from Foden as well. You can see the Seraphim destroyers are quite different from the Aeon destroyers and the UEF destroyers that you've seen before. Due to the fact that, Seraphim destroyers, instead of projectile weapons, they shoot lasers at the enemies. So of course, the laser has the distinct advantage of being impossible to miss, because it's literally a laser. The shot travels instantly and hits the target instantly, while projectiles in this particular game can be dodged. As you can see right here, you're targeting destroyers with those projectiles, but they can be dodged. That is another unique feature of Supreme Commander. Every projectile is calculated like a real projectile, so if you've got the micro skills, the micromanagement, you can actually dodge them. A lot of them. Yeah. However, the downside of the laser is that, projectile weapons, they are shot in an arc, which means they can shoot over cliffs, like the cliff right here. By contrast, a laser weapon will shoot directly into the cliff and do absolutely no damage, because, the cliffs in this game can't be destroyed, and they also, they just block shots, basically. It looks like Team 2's navy is good for the moment. They are successfully repelling the navy of Team 1. A whole bunch of destroyers have been accumulated. If we can see the number of the destroyers on either side, we can see there are 5 for Wish and 4 for Yudi, while on the opposite side of the map, on the opposite side of on the opposite team, we've got 2 for Foden, we've got 2 for Ojo, and 5 for FtXCommando. So the amount of destroyers they've got actually matches up quite nicely. They've got basically an equal amount of destroyers on either team. The problem is that, yeah, the situation is only going to get worse for Trith now, because as you can see, the destroyers are already bombarding their shores. This is what I'm talking about. The destroyers are already damaging Trith's economy. Not damaging it too heavily for now, because all they're doing are destroying Tech 1 power generators, which are completely irrelevant at this point in the game. However, if they manage to destroy this Tech 2 mass extractor, that will be some, you know, the economy of Trith will definitely feel that. It looks like the destroyers have been forced back for a moment though, because yeah, they decided to engage the red destroyers now, which is probably a wise decision, you know. If you can completely, you know, eliminate the navy of the entire enemy team from the game, that will definitely serve you well, because then, you know, you can make whatever ships you want, including battleships, which are, you know, the scariest ones for naval bombardment, and there will be very little the opposing team will be able to do. It looks like Truth has made a naval recovery though, as you can see right here. He has managed to build 1 destroyer, another destroyer just coming off the staples and already engaging the opposing frigates. It looks like the hover tanks and the destroyers together will be able to repel those frigates, which means, you know, Truth is technically still in the game. Still in the naval game. 1 destroyer does get sunk though, because there were, you know, there were enough frigates where they could still sink it. The hover tanks are a very nice plan, because they are very good at destroying frigates in particular. You can see 1 hover tank has 1400 health in comparison to a frigate's, what is it, 2000 in this case. And also the hover tanks have got 60 DPS, which is actually greater than that of a frigate. So yes, the frigates have been repelled here, but unfortunately, in the ensuing calamity, the Tech 2 naval factory of Truth has once again been destroyed, which means he can no longer produce Tech 2 ships, and will have to rely on the frigates and the hover tanks for the moment. And hello Battle Moose, welcome! Hey, welcome Battle Moose, great to see you again. I think a round of shoutouts is actually due now, because, you know, we've got plenty of other super cool streamers also streaming, so let's go ahead and shout out Battle Moose, a fellow Supreme Commander streamer and a much better one than yours truly. Then we've got ourselves Aria, who has shown up, but I think she is actually streaming right now. Not exactly sure what. And then, yes, there we go, there's Altizen, who has also shown up there. And I think Birdly1, do you stream as well? Because I do seem to recall something like that actually happening. Let me zoom out so you can see the full map before I resume my commentary. Yeah, Birdly1 also streams, so let's give a shout out to him as well. Here you go, my friend. There we go. Alright. Boxeroo says Battlecruiser is very strong on this map, and yes, I would imagine so. Because, you know, Battlecruisers, they are basically a direct upgrade from a destroyer in everything besides the torpedo damage output. So yes, I can definitely see a Battlecruiser being super strong, because it can, like, you know, sail into this little basin here and just destroy a whole bunch of mass extractors. Like, you know, these have been already upgraded to Tech 3. I don't think a Battlecruiser can destroy this particular extractor because it's on a cliff, but it can probably destroy this one, for example. And these are like core mass extractors. These are the ones you upgrade first and foremost. And if you can destroy your enemy's Tech 3 mass extractors, it will, you know, they will be extremely upset about it, to say the least. My engineers... Oh yeah, I think Wesh's engineers weren't assisting the factory like he was intending to, which is a little bit sad. But, you know, sometimes those things happen. Sometimes you forget, sometimes you think you've given orders when you actually haven't. That is definitely something that happens all the time. Anyway, those cruisers out from Foden are now bombarding the positions of Trith with long-range tactical missiles, which yes, the cruisers in this game, at least for 2 of the 4 playable factions, are equipped with tactical missiles which have much higher range. The downside being that they are completely negated by tactical missile defense units like the ones you can see right here. However, tactical missile defense is completely helpless otherwise, and you can see they've already been eliminated, pretty much all of them. There is a Tech 2 torpedo launcher now, which is a pretty scary defensive structure, but it just gets shredded by 5 destroyers, or 6 destroyers out from my opponent. And yes, Yudi is, Boxer is pointing out that there is the first battle cruiser on the field. If I can find it. Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, there we go. Yep. There's the first battle cruiser of the game. The United Earth Federation, or UEF, like I said before, are the only faction who have access to this unit. This is a direct fire close encounter naval unit, which is, like I said before, a direct upgrade to a destroyer in terms of its surface-to-surface firepower. But actually, it's the second battle cruiser, because the first one is right here and about to sink. It was barely saved by this shield boat right here. Shield boats are another unique unit that the UEF have access to. You know, protecting their naval vessels with shields goes a long way, because, you know, the shields recharge and regenerate quite quickly. So it's basically like an extra layer of HP, and it works no matter, it works no matter which ship of your navy is being targeted. So the battle cruisers are being sent in first, which is a mistake, I'm pretty sure, because you would rather have your the enemy destroyers shoot the opposing frigates and not super expensive ships like battle cruisers. And yes, Yudi is telling them to kill. Yep, there we go. Okay, 1 battle cruiser has been sunk already. It has been sunk already, so now the situation gets a little bit more complicated, because Wish has brought a battleship to bear. Now, battleships are actually more powerful than the battle cruisers in terms of both range and health. And I'm pretty sure DPS too. If I can see the difference, if I can just click on this one, the DPS is sorry, 315 for a battle cruiser, but for the Aeon battleship it's 170 times 3, which is approximately 510. So yes, a battleship is basically a better version of a battle cruiser in most ways, except, you know, it's not as good as sinking low-tech ships, because, you know, it fires slow projectile weapons, while battle cruisers using those lasers can rapidly sink a whole bunch of those frigates or destroyers, depending on what you need them to do. There are now 2 battleships out from Wish, you know, to match the battle cruisers of Commando. There's also a whole bunch of attack bombers being built for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what these are supposed to achieve, but I guess what they're here to do is to destroy these artillery pieces before those can do too much damage. And it looks like they're being relatively successful, because there is only 1 artillery piece left. However, they have already done plenty of damage by destroying this mass extractor. No reclaim even left. And another mass extractor here, which was a Tech 2. So yes, that was quite a bit of damage they did. Haven't even left the reclaim for this one, which means, you know, extra resources lost for Wish. Never a pleasant thing to have happen. A bunch of torpedo bombers attacking the... I'm not entirely sure what they were supposed to attack, but I don't think they will last very long, because there are plenty of mobile flak cannons out from Yudi. Mobile flak cannons are a Tech 2 anti-air unit, which is particularly good at eliminating Tech 2 attack craft such as fighter bombers, gunships, or indeed torpedo bombers. And the Aeon are unique because their mobile flak cannons can go on water. They can hover above the water surface. As do the Aeon mobile shield generators, which you can see right here. Where the UEF uses their shield boats, the Aeon use their normal land-based mobile shields instead. And yeah, I don't think these torpedo bombers are accomplishing anything, because yeah, the flak just destroys them, shoots them down quite rapidly, without, And the torpedo bombers can't actually even destroy the flak cannons because those flak cannons are hovering. The torpedoes can't hit them because they technically aren't even touching the water. The battleships from Wish have been forced back for a moment. Although it seems like, yeah, they're just kiting the enemy so that the enemy can't get close to them, which makes a lot of sense. And yeah, now Wish is giving his battleships to Yudi as well. Yeah, because, you know, he believes that Yudi can control them better, which Yudi immediately starts to do. There are now battleships out from Commando as well. There's one. So like I said before, battleships are in most ways superior to battle cruisers, except when it comes to dealing with lower tech naval craft, but that is very quickly becoming irrelevant, because by this point there's pretty much only destroyers and battleships and battle cruisers left. So no more frigates, almost no more frigates from either side. Only Foden is still building those. And yeah, I'm not sure they will work out too well because there are plenty of destroyers to cover those battleships and prevent them from just getting, you know, swarmed by those frigates. Another battleship has been produced by Wish and given to Yudi. So yeah, basically they've split their you know, production. Yudi's focusing solely on those destroyers, while Wish is producing battleships, which is, you know, sometimes it's very good to specialize, because this way, you know, every player can produce more of the thing you need, as opposed to if they were splitting their production between two different types of craft. And that is exactly what you're witnessing here, because yes, there are 4 battleships for Yudi as of now. And there are 3 now for a Commando, but the third one was just went off the staples. So they are still relatively evenly matched. The problem is, of course, those shield boats and mobile Aeon shields. It looks like Team 1 has got many more of these than Team 2 does, and this battleship is now in grave danger. It could very easily get destroyed here if it stops moving like that. The UEF battleships are also pretty scary because they actually outrange the Aeon battleships, and they've got more health as well. So battleship to battleship, the Aeon kind of lose out unless they start producing the special, the unique battleship that only they have access to, which is called the Tempest. I don't think they will be producing that in this particular instance. It certainly doesn't look like they're planning to. But if they were, then those Tempests would be a fairly good match for the UEF battleships, but it looks like they aren't doing that as of yet. The eastern shore, where Foden is still getting run over. Yudi has, Yudi has had enough of this game apparently, and decides to self-destruct his entire base, which is not very nice, to say the least, because now, basically they have no access. They have no access to anything anymore. Even if Team 2 wanted to get the hands on his resources or his ships, it's no longer possible, and it looks like the entire Team 2 has now called it quits. And this is where the game is over. Unfortunately, this is the end for Team 2, because they just decided to give up. Oh well. Rage quitting on your team is low. Well, you can call it a rage quit, or maybe we can just say that he has, he saw the way the map was split, because Team 1 essentially owns 2/3 of the map, while, Team 2 is only confined to their bottom third. But yeah, that caused a chain reaction, because the other 2 players also decided to call it quits. Another unfortunate thing that happened there was that it seems like this game was played with full share, which is what players sometimes do. Full share is the event where basically if one player dies, instead of self-destructed, all their properties get transferred to another player. And it looks like it was enabled for this game, because when Wish self-destructed, all of his units went to Trith. However, Yudi kind of prevented that by self-destructing not just his commander, but his entire base as well. Which is what I've been talking about. That is like extra low, to be honest, but we can't really tell what these players were thinking, so We can never know for sure. The situation did look quite dire for them though, because you can see not only are Team 1 controlling most of the water, they have even gone so far as to start upgrading their mass extractors underwater to Tech 2, which is, you know, these mass extractors are a lot less safe than the one you can find on your mainland, because, you know, if the enemy navy floats into here, they can easily destroy these and reduce your resource income, so upgrading them is a bit of a riskier investment, but Team 2 has already done that, which means they're feeling very confident that they can control this area, which is fair. They actually can. Also, I'm pretty sure we missed the moment when Yudi might have actually retaken this island from Ojo, but ultimately it looks like it didn't matter. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little cast of Supreme Commander Forged Alliance played in the Forged Alliance Forever client. Even though my voice is mostly gone by this point, I think, you know, I think it was relatively okay. If my voice gives in completely, I'll probably have to stop the stream, but, you know, for now I feel like we can still keep going, so... Right now we can't really see any map which we could have joined, or could be able to join. There is, yeah, I think we only got one live replays going on right now. So I imagine we should probably just go and try to play another one. We can see the same players, so I guess they've played a whole bunch of games, yeah, yesterday. You can see right here the date, 26th of October. You can once again see Yudi, Trith, Wish, Commando, you know, all the same players. You can see them here in those matches as well. Although those didn't last that long, you can see 11 minutes, 17 minutes, so something must have happened that either forced them to give up early or they just got sniped. Their commanders got sniped and killed. It's hard to say unless you watch, but I feel like we can find a better game to watch, like a longer one, a closer one. Hopefully, anyway. We've got a dual gap game right here that lasted 31 minutes, which is a little bit unusually short for a dual gap game. Although this isn't a very high rank one. This is like almost my rank here, slightly higher. So I don't feel like we can, you know, we can learn much from that, or it will be very fun to watch. At any rate. 42 seconds. Not entirely sure what that was all about. I guess they just decided to remake or something. I hope your voice holds out and you get better soon. I need to go get my sanity sleep. Okay. Thank you for stopping by, Comac, where you're, you know, it's always appreciated whenever you're here, and I hope to see you soon again. Not unranked, huh? 1600 plus, not unranked. That's an interesting way to word that. This one was played on Mars Mangalafosa. It's a... I can't see the map size from here, I don't think. But it did last 22 minutes, so maybe that one might be worth watching. Let's look on the second page. This isn't like the second page of Google, where you never look. Now this one is actually, you know... you can actually see something cool there. Like this one in particular, you can see 38 minutes, so that one might be worth watching. Let's look for a higher rank though, if we can manage to find it. Unranked 1600 plus, 1600 plus. 42 minutes on the Drunken Beatles Dance. That's an interesting name. 22 minutes on Lost Paradise Island. Interesting, interesting. Good job, okay, keeping sane. Yes. Good job indeed. 2v2 on Wonder. Yeah, you can see there, those 1600 plus games are mostly played as 2 versus 2. Which I suppose kind of makes sense because, you know, the people want to hone their skills a little bit more. Satan's crotch. You know what, maybe we can cast this one. This one has plenty of good players. This one has Ryfun, Tagada, Giebmasse, Robogear. Really good players here. Yeah, you know what, let's go for this one. Let me just stretch a little bit and get some more to drink. Which I've got right here. Just wait a second before I can... Oh. Huh. Huh. There is a UK company that makes vegan food called Church of Seton. Well, this is fairly close. This map is called Seton's Clutch, and this title is a play on that. This map is really interesting because, you know, it's actually one of the like OG maps that were in the game from the start, from its inception, and even more interestingly, this map has actually existed longer than the game itself. Like, Supreme Commander was made on a game engine called Spring Engine, and the map existed within the engine. Someone made it already even before they made Supreme Commander. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch this one replay. Hopefully not break anything in the process. Let me see if I can, yeah, disable the music, because the in-game sound should be plenty for us. Yeah, let's go and see if we can learn something else. Oh, there's Matri in this game as well. I didn't notice him before for some reason. Matri is also a pretty good player, and also streams the games as well. Anyway, so we've got ourselves a 4v4 on the map Seton's Clutch. This map has got itself 15,000 reclaim, most of which is concentrated in the middle, so it's very important that commanders from either side go here as quickly as possible and reclaim all of these before the opposing team can. This can give your entire team a sizable economy boost, which is why usually the mid players, like this player right here, and this player right here, it's really important for them to have a build where they can go towards the middle as quickly as humanly possible. Matri is Ryfun in the... What? Matri is Ryfun in this game? What? Oh, did Ryfun rename himself to Matri? What? I'm still not entirely sure what's going on between Ryfun, Matri, and Deponi. They keep like changing names for some reason. But okay, if he's Ryfun, that... Oh yeah, because yeah, we saw Ryfun but we didn't see Matri in the beginning, so yeah, makes sense. Anyway, let's go ahead and start introducing our players. So, in the green corner, first and foremost on the middle, we've got Matri, who's actually Ryfun, apparently, who both stream Supreme Commanders. That's really funny. Sorry about that. He's in Dijon Yellow, playing UEF, going first land and then second air, which is a bit of a harder build to pull off because you need to be extremely resource efficient with that. You know, gather resources extremely quickly before you run out of energy. A really hard build to pull off. And next up we've got Shit Eater 9000 on the beach position, playing at 2000 rank points, playing as the Seraphim in baby blue, also going first land, so no unexpected interceptor or bomber rushes, I presume. No quick island rushes, I should say. On the rock position, we've got ourselves Kotik at 1500 rank points, playing Aeon, going first air, actually, so yeah, probably gonna want to claim this island as fast as possible, which is the job of the rock player, is to claim this island and not let your enemy claim it, because it gives you a serious economic advantage due to having those 5 mass extractor spots. And last but not least, for team 1, we've got Tagada, the star player of this particular match, at 2400 rank points, playing Cybran, which wasn't represented at all in the last cast, going first land, and then seemingly going for a bunch of massive structures and power generators, so not going to be a super fast hydro rush, but you know, it will be relatively quick anyway. In the yellow corner on team 2, we've got ourselves Ikigami playing UEF as well as his opponent on mid, Ryfun, going first land at 1900 rank points, so it has a bit of a rank advantage. And yes, playing in this beautiful cyanide cyan color, another one of my favorites, so I guess I'll be rooting for this guy in this particular instance. And next up on the beach position, we've got Robogear, one of the highest skilled players in the game in general, who also streams, but his streams are unfortunately in Russian, so most people here won't be able to understand what he's saying, even if they do watch. Also, he streams on YouTube, not on Twitch, so that's something to keep in mind as well. In mellow yellow, playing Seraphim, going first land, so yeah, it doesn't feel like he's going to be trying to rush the island as well. So both islands should be relatively safe, and we'll see if that prediction holds true or not. Riot. Yes, Riot. Next up, we've got Riot on the rock position in electric blue, playing Seraphim as well as, his opponent here. In electric blue, he is going first air and very quickly second air as well, in order to hopefully secure early game air superiority, in order to not let his opponent destroy him with airdrops or bombers or whatever else have you. And last but not least, for team 2, we've got ourselves Giebmasse in breast cancer awareness pink, playing Aeon, also going first land. Even though those two corner players are supposed to be dedicated air players, which means they want to upgrade to the highest technological level of air units as fast as possible, they usually still go first land because, all of the engineers they need to send everywhere in order to claim those mass extractor spots as well as reclaim the trees, because there's plenty of both mass and energy within those trees. It shows only 132 mass, but in actuality I'm fairly certain it's more, because I think the game doesn't actually count those trees. Anyway, so now that the introductions are out of the way, let's speed up the game slightly and see what actually happens. So Matri, or Ryfun, is immediately building the second factory. After the first one, we can see he is not stalling resources yet, so he's not out of resources. He's actually got plenty for himself for now. They could run out fairly quickly here, especially considering he is actually building an engineer first and then queuing up a bomber. And that bomber will no doubt be sent towards his opponent, who is Ikigami. Yeah, I forgot his name already. Ikigami, meanwhile, not going for quick air by any stretch of imagination, actually going for a relatively quick power generator rush instead of trying to occupy the hydro, which is something new. I haven't seen many people do that. There is another bomber coming in from Kotick as well, being sent against Robogear, trying to scout for his team, see what exactly is happening, and then the bomber to follow up to blow up any unfortunate engineers that appear on the scout's radar. You can already see probably, the Kotick's bomber has been sent against those engineers. Will probably destroy all three of them here. Yep. So the air factory never finishes, and now Robogear is a little bit stuck because he can't really complete the air factory to defend himself against this bomber. The only thing he can hope to do is to make an mobile anti-air gun out of this factory, which is exactly what he's doing already. You can see there's the anti-air gun. It will now probably clean up this bomber as long as it follows it around, rather than just standing still. Another unique feature of this game is that all of the units can fire while they are running. You can see Ikigami was already prepared. I am fairly certain this bomber has claimed a few engineers, actually only killed one. So very nice micro out from Ikigami, preventing the bomber from killing any more of his engineers. But now, it looks like this bomber will get cleaned up by, well, maybe not. Maybe it will destroy those 3 engineers, which will be extremely unfortunate. It looks like Ikigami doesn't realize what's happening, so yes, all 3 engineers will die, which will greatly damage the power grid of Ikigami, because he can no longer build generators here with those 3 engineers. So some serious damage this bomber has managed to inflict some serious damage. Already we can see right here, Riot has already airdropped the island and is already building those mass extractors. Interestingly, not building any factories or any turrets as of yet. Seoryu says Ryfun. I'm not sure what language that is. Maybe he was trying to write sorry, but didn't quite manage to do that. So yes, the bomber out from Madrid did get cleaned up. No doubt by those interceptors out from Riot or Robogear. So the aerial threat has been eliminated for now. But it did its damage, you know. A bomber destroying 5 engineers or even 4 is plenty for your bomber to pay off, especially considering all the APM that your opponent has to spend in order to, you know, re-queue all these orders. So yeah, in terms of reclaim numbers, we can see that Team 2 is ahead so far, which makes a lot of sense because they brought 2 commanders towards the middle. Both, not only the commander of Ikigami, but also the commander of Robogear is here as well. They are trying to block off the commander of Ryfun in order to, you know, hopefully do more damage to him. But it looks like it's going to be mostly for naught, as Ryfun's commander is underwater now. And can't actually be hurt anymore, at least for the moment. Looks like he will still attempt to reclaim a part of his ship, and will be successful in doing so because he is still underwater. Yeah, he said he's still underwater, which means he can't be shot by the opposing commanders. For now though, it looks like Team 1 is actually ahead on reclaim at 1400 mass versus 1200, which is interesting because it must mean they're reclaiming more efficiently in some other spots that aren't the middle, you know. I have to play normally, Shit Eater says to Riot, which means I guess, yeah, he's not going to attempt any cheesy tactics like, or any aggressive tactics like, you know, a quick naval rush to prevent the opponent from going into the water at all, or anything like that. Riot says if you evidently displeased by something that Shit Eater has said. I guess this guy has no self-respect to begin with, considering his name, so he won't really mind the insults from Riot. But anyway, it looks like, yes, so Ikigami and Robogear seem to be intending to aggressively push against the armies of Ryfun. And they will be able to outmatch those armies, you know, fairly well, considering all those 2 commanders that are in the area. Meanwhile, Ryfun's commander will probably come out of the water now and try to intercept some of these units, try to kill them, try to get some extra veterancy, no doubt. But he does say he's going to be abused, which is accurate, because, you know, 2 commanders pushing into his base, destroying his mass extractors as we speak, and destroying his combat units as well. Definitely won't be fun to poor old Ryfun. I wonder if he can recover somehow, but yeah, so the entire army of Ikigami immediately switches aggro to him to force him underwater once more. They are successful, but it's not like that will really do anything. I guess Ryfun did what he intended to do, which was to force a bunch of the troops back in order to hopefully make the situation a little better for himself here. It does look like, yeah, so this Ikigami does have himself a bunch of mobile anti-air defense, which will make those bombers a little bit less effective than Ryfun probably would have liked. The commander's are already almost inside his base. I'm not entirely sure what he can do about that though, because yeah, the bombers, like, they're still mobile anti-air in the area. I'm not sure if he realizes which one of them are tanks and which of them are anti-air. It looks like he doesn't, because he doesn't have a radar. And he's also mass stalling quite heavily, which means he can't really build anything too quickly, which only adds to the problem. There are also interceptors out from Robogear in the area, as well as from Riot, which are making the situation even worse. Because yeah, now it's not entirely clear what Ryfun can do to salvage the situation. It looks like his choice is to go for a gun upgrade, which doubles the damage output of your primary weapon, as well as it enhances its range by approximately, I think it was something like 35%. I did the calculations before, but I don't remember them now. Yeah, it looks like Ryfun's base is getting completely overrun. Those two commanders are still being completely unstoppable, not doing anything. Riot says cancer. I'm not sure what he's referring to though, but it looks like his position is secure for now. Yeah, no unexpected attempts out from Eater. Let's call this guy Eater because you don't want to be too rude here. No unexpected attempt to fight Eater to, you know, remove Riot's presence from this island. And yeah, it looks like Eater just sent a whole bunch of bombers and they all died because he sent them straight into the enemy interceptors. I don't know if he realizes, but Riot actually has no anti-air defenses on the island. He only has those interceptors, so if the interceptors from Eater were able to destroy these interceptors, then Eater would be in serious trouble. But for now, it doesn't look like anything is happening. Huh. Interestingly enough, it seems like the spam out from Ikigami has run out now, and Robogear and Ikigami's commanders are all alone. I don't think it's gonna matter too much though, because you know they've still got enough firepower to destroy the spam quite easily, and I feel like they could finish all of these factories and reclaim Ryfun's base completely. But so far that doesn't quite seem to be happening. Attack pings going out, which means, you know, they are trying to get their allies' attention to the fact that Ryfun's base is mostly gone. There is now Eater's commander also coming in, trying to repel them, and it looks like they will be successful for now. Because yes, the commander out from Robogear is retreating. Ikigami's commander is also super far back. And it looks like check the air has been achieved for both Tagada and Giebmasse at this point. You can see right here, both of them have got these air superiority fighters, which, like as I described before, are the best way to get rid of anything that can fly, because they're both fast and pack a punch. Also Tech 3 spy planes, which are basically high-tech scouts, which can see a lot of things. They've got omni sensors on board, which means both stealth and cloaked units cannot hide from these planes, which is very important when you're playing against something like Cybran, because Cybran fighters, bombers, and some other things have got stealth. Cybran are in general a faction that revolves around stealth, where, you know, where UEF, for example, rely on their heavy or high health and heavy shielding. Cybran rely on stealth instead, as well as health regeneration. So yeah, it looks like the commanders of both Eater and Ryfun are able to push back against the two opposing commanders. And actually it looks like those two commanders could be in quite a bit of trouble right now, because yes, Ryfun has finished his primary weapon upgrade, which, you know, enhances the DPS quite significantly, and he's even trying to block off the enemy commanders from entering the water. That won't work because, you know, the spam of Ryfun is getting destroyed by the allied bombers. Or not allied bombers. Yes, allied bombers are from Kotick, so yes, both commanders will make it home safe. They did take quite a lot of damage, but I feel like this has enabled, you know, has given Team 2 quite a bit of breathing room, which means now they can, you know, fortify this middle position here, using those Tech 2 triad point defense turrets, which can easily shred both Tech 1 and Tech 2 units of the enemy. They can even destroy commanders if there are like 3 of them. They pose a serious threat to even the commander, so Ryfun should stop advancing and turn around right now. I think you will realize that he is being shot by Tech 2 point defense and retreat soon, but hasn't happened quite yet. In the meantime, here in the top one, on the western flank, we can see that indeed Riot is having some serious problems against Eater, because all of Eater's frigates are now directly in Riot's face and destroying his naval factories as we speak. Riot has brought some torpedo bombers to bear, and those bombers are being protected by fighters of Giebmasse, But it doesn't look like there are enough torpedo bombers for now, because yeah, even the anti-air from the frigates is enough to actually shoot these torpedo bombers down. So this is developing into a serious problem for Riot, because yes, all these frigates, as long as they keep coming, they can completely knock Riot out of the naval game. And then, like we witnessed the last game, Riot can then just build up a whole bunch of you know, high-tech ships to bombard the opposing shores. That hasn't happened yet, you know, doesn't have the economy to afford that. But those frigates are already presenting a serious problem, as they have eliminated all of the factories in the area, and now they will no doubt move against those factories as well that Riot has just built, and then Riot will be extremely sad. Also, yeah, it looks like the fighters from Tagada were attempting to engage against the fighters of Giebmasse, but ultimately decided against that. So the torpedo bombers from Riot are allowed to run rampant for the moment. However, you know, if ITER retreats slightly, then it will all be back to square one for Riot, because then no doubt these fighters will shoot down the opposing frigates, and well, I mean the opposing torpedo bombers, and the frigates will have free reign once more. We've got, I was gonna say we've got some engagements going on in ITER's base, but that's not true. That's not actually happening. Yes, excuse me. We do have the entire team 2 basically trying to help Riot stay in the naval game. You can see right here there are naval factories out from Ikigami now. So Ikigami has also tried to establish some extra naval presence. Sorry about that. It doesn't look to be quite the case yet. However, it looks like Riot's idea of coming back into this is upgrading one of the naval factories to Tech 2, and then producing Tech 2 destroyers out of that. I'm sure it will work quite marvelously, because, you know, or maybe it won't, because there are so many frigates in the area that a destroyer can still very easily be killed by them. The torpedo launcher, on the other hand, is another excellent idea, because yeah, the torpedo launchers, frigates will have serious trouble taking those down, because look at how much damage they do, how fast the frigate health is dropping. I think you might need a few extra torpedo bombers though, so you might want to get on that soon. But it looks like here there is momentary relief, as Riot is now able to rebuild those naval factories. So he's still relatively in the game. 5 factories here near the island already, which is also excellent. And more torpedo bombers being produced, so I think this might be the end of the aggression for ITER. And ITER actually just rage quits for some reason. Oh yeah, so Riot tells Ikigami that torpedo launchers have had their damage nerfed threefold, which is highly unfortunate, but yeah, I'm guessing ITER just had to go, because I don't think I don't think ITER intended to be like, you know, oh, I lost the game, I have to, you know, quit now. I think he just had to go for one reason or another. The problem is now, of course, the Navy is controlled by Tagada, an even higher ranked player, and now, you know, his fighters and the frigates will work in unison, which might mean that once again, you know, quite easily Riot could get knocked out of the naval game one more time. In the meantime, here we've got, yes, so let's do a quick fighter count, because it's kind of important. Whoever has more fighters controls the skies. So there are 38 fighters for Tagada as of now, whereas Giebmasse is working with 31. So they are almost, you know, almost on par, but not quite. Your voice is getting hoarser. Don't push yourself too hard. Take care of yourself. Yeah. I think I might end the stream after that, unless I can get one more game in. If I can play a game myself, then I won't end it right there. But if I can't find one, then yeah, that will be the end. So the fighters are from Tagada flying in, destroying all of these torpedo bombers, preventing them from, you know, sinking any more frigates. However, Riot's commander is in the area, which means the commander should probably just walk up here and start overcharging those frigates. I don't think the frigates will be able to do much about that. It would be, you know, a great idea to save this naval factory because it was a Tech 2, but nope, unfortunately now it's gone. It looks like Tagada might have lost all of his air force here actually, because yeah, you can see that Giebmasse is still working with more fighters. Yeah, it looks like Tagada might have lost the air game right there. 13 fighters for Tagada, while there are 11 for Giebmasse, but most of Giebmasse's fighters are in the area, while most of Tagada's fighters are still coming in. Only coming in now, I mean. There are some torpedo bombers out from Tagada now as well. Those will get cleaned up by the fighters though, so I don't think that's gonna accomplish anything. Except give some extra free mass to Riot. Of course, Tagada's economy outmatches Riot vastly, but remember, Tagada has to take care of both Navy and Air. And yeah, thank you for the hydration check for one, dude. Let me just quickly take a sip. Yeah. Do a quick stretch, just in case. Okay. So it looks like Tagada might still win the air game though, for the simple reason that he has more air production. You can see right here, Tagada is recovering the fighters quite a bit quicker than Giebmasse is. Well, it seems like Giebmasse is mostly investing into economy, which will be problematic because, you know, Tagada is working with much more economy now that he's been given the base of Eater, right? Yeah. And now, yes, all the fighters of Giebmasse have been wiped out. I think this is high time for Riot to start building anti-air turrets right here, because those could definitely do a merry number on both the fighters and the torpedo bombers of the enemy. For now though, Riot is still in the game, so to speak. He just needs to produce some, you know, some defenses, anti-air defense, preferably on the shore, because, you know, that way they won't get destroyed by the incoming torpedo bombers. And it doesn't look like, well, no, excuse me for that. Tagada has just now finished his first cruiser. It's actually a cruiser, not a destroyer. And actually it's a second cruiser. And 2 destroyers are already among the ranks of those frigates. So it looks like that might be the final nail in the coffin for Riot. Or at the very least for his navy. I don't know what he can do anymore at this point. Some of the factories are producing engineers as well, and those engineers are currently standing still, not doing anything. Which is a little bit of a, you know, a little bit unfortunate when you're working against so many destroyers and frigates. Okay, it looks like all the frigates out from Riot have been sunk once more. The first destroyer now coming out. It looks like the destroyer is either hiding, no, it was hiding underwater, but now it's out of the water. We'll try to bombard the frigates from afar. Also, it's not the first destroyer, there's another one right here. So once again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. But this destroyer went right into the midst of all the frigates, so it didn't last very long, to say the least. And now the naval factory isn't producing anything. It looks like the engineers are just focusing on making more torpedo launchers here to repel those frigates for the moment. It might already be too late though, because, you know, there are so many of these frigates that I don't really think it's gonna matter. And the destroyers are on top of them as well. The torpedo launchers might do some damage, but it's not gonna be enough to do anything, as far as I can see. Yes, in the meantime, it looks like the Navy on the opposite side though, the same thing is happening. You can see that, you know, Robogear is slowly but surely choking Kotick out of the naval game. You can see Kotick's navy is actually completely gone. At this point, only Robogear's navy remains. And Robogear has himself some of those cruisers as well, which are excellent at dealing with incoming planes. They've got flak cannons which just shred those swarms of torpedo bombers like they're nothing, and can even just put some serious hurt on the fighters as well. It looks like Tagada, yes, Tagada is still very much outmatching Giebmasse in terms of fear. 75 fighters versus 57. In terms of economy, of course, you know, Tagada is ahead of everyone else, leading the charge at 660 mass per second. The only, you know, anyone who could even be close is Riot at 350 approximately. Yet another Tech 2 naval factory out from Riot has been sunk. Now the fighters from Tagada are in the area. There aren't too many fighters though, so I feel like Riot still has a chance to fight back. But his factories are once again gone. And it looks like Ryfun is actually setting up shop right here, where right next to Riot's base, trying to produce some frigates to hopefully secure this territory so that, you know, no more Navy out of Team 2 can come out in this particular location. The hover tanks out from Ikigami are preventing this though. The hover tanks will clean up the factories and the engineers, so they will secure this little area for the moment. But I feel like those hover tanks should really be helping in this situation. Should really be trying to get rid of those destroyers and frigates. Of course, you know, destroyers can just dive underwater if they are threatened, and then the hover tanks won't be able to hit them anymore. But the hover tanks are really good against frigates, like we found out in the last cast, because, you know, they've got plenty of they've got more DPS. Every hover tank has more DPS than a frigate, and costs less, as far as I remember. I could be mistaken though. I can check right now. If we can see... Oh wait, that's an enemy factory, so... Right, so let's check out a hover tank from one of those Tech 2 land factories. A hover tank costs 320 mass, while a frigate costs 270. So no, actually every hover tank, one hover tank is more expensive than one frigate. But still, you know, they do the job relatively well. It looks like, yeah, there's massive swarms of artillery now out from Riot, which are kind of succeeding for the moment in repelling those frigates and engineers. Most importantly, engineers, of course. It looks like Tagada has got a whole bunch of factories queued up here, which will all produce additional frigates to apply even more pressure. So yeah, Riot desperately needs to come up with some kind of a more permanent solution, which doesn't seem to be happening for now. Because yeah, the fighters from Tagada are still relatively close by, and those can fairly easily, you know, shoot down both the fighters from Giebmasse as well as any torpedo bombers from anyone really. It looks like Tagada is sending attack bombers, Tech 1 attack bombers against those artillery pieces. I don't think it's going to work too well though, because there are just so many of them that I don't think the damage of the one or two attack bombers is going to matter. But there are now cruisers bombarding the factories of Riot as well. The cruisers have finally made it to the area, and now they will shut down both the torpedo bombers and additional factories, because they will just bombard these factories with the missiles. So yeah, I don't think Riot is too happy about the situation. His mass extractors on the island are now being destroyed. There is no tactical missile defense to prevent those missiles from flying in. And yeah, you can see right now, I'm pretty sure he's going to lose both of these mass extractors, and that's going to be extremely sad. Tagada is telling Quantic to defend his base and not just make a quantum gateway. Like, I am assuming... Don't make boys make Tech 2 PD and stuff top defend. Oh yeah. So basically, Robogear has not only knocked Quantic out of the Navy, but has also now made landfall and is now invading with a whole bunch of Tech 1 and Tech 2 land units. Yeah, I am sure Tagada is extremely unhappy about that, as you just heard. But also, I'm sure Quantic himself isn't too happy either. There is even mobile flak here, which will shut down these, gunships out from Quantic, which, you know, won't accomplish anything anymore. It looks like there's enough Tech 2 point defense turrets to force them back now, but there is so much spam coming in from Robogear, and I don't think it's being answered for now. Robogear's base is also getting bombarded by so many cruisers. While we were focused on the left side, the right side was completely falling apart for Team 1. There is even attack bombers in the area trying to bomb. I don't know what they're trying to bomb. If it's the commander, then they aren't going to succeed. I think those attack bombers should have been sent against the tactical missile defense units and the engineers, so that, you know, the cruisers could have free reign. But yes, Tagada is extremely upset about it, as you can clearly hear. Tagada has himself battleships now, which definitely something that Riot won't have access to, but just like in the last game, Tagada has decided to rage quit. Last game it was Yudi. Now once again the highest ranked player decides to rage quit as well. Which is highly unfortunate, and so does Ryfun, and so does everyone else, so yes. Congratulations to Team 2 for winning this relatively tough game, you know. Even though they were pushing quite heavily and successfully both in the middle and in the bottom pond, the top pond was kind of a disaster for them, but still, ultimately they managed to persevere long enough for the top player of the enemy team to get upset and rage quit. Quite unfortunate we're witnessing so many rage quits, but I guess, you know, I guess that's just how things be sometimes. So yeah, I think I'll be... Yes, GG indeed. So yeah, I think I'll be ending my stream here because yeah, my voice is basically gone at this point, so... Yeah, I should probably just be going away now. I've also spotted a delicious raid target for us, my friends. So yeah, I might want to raid a Supreme Commander player, or a streamer, if there are any streaming right now. I can't see any though, if I... Yeah, I don't see any other Supreme Commander players, so yeah. Have a good night. Oh, it's not night for me, it's actually 9:49 AM right now, so it's not night, it's day. Yes, I'm super glad to be back once again. I missed you all a lot, like I really did. I love streaming, it's like my favorite thing to do at this point in time. Besides YouTube, of course, which if you're interested, you can also follow my YouTube if I can type here, social, there we go. I upload a whole bunch of different games that, you know, I don't stream on Twitch. Right now I'm busy uploading my playthrough of Deltarune, which I finished Deltarune yesterday, which is why my voice is a little bit tired still. But, you know, it is what it is. I did finally finish it, so I can now watch other people's playthroughs without, you know, without being spoiled. And I'm hoping that within the next 2 weeks I should upload the full playthrough to my channel, so you can be looking forward to that, because yes, I do voice act every single character as well as the narrator in that game, so maybe if you're into that stuff you'll be interested to see. But yes, now we shall be raiding our dear friend who is actually not playing Supreme Commander right now. I'm sure they're playing something else, but yes, we are going to be playing raiding Area X Song, our dear friend, who often we often, you know, do co-op streams with her as well, including Supreme Commander, which is super fun. I think we're going to do a Phasmophobia collab with her really soon as well, so you can be looking forward to that, because managed to catch my microphone just before it fell down. Yes, you can definitely be looking forward to that, because I know I am, for sure. But yes, now let me initiate the raid process. Raid Area X Song. I think I spelled it correctly. Yes. Okay, very good. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I am super happy to be back, and I hope to bring, you know, better and better content to you in the future. Because, you know, I love our little interactions and all the fun stuff we're doing together. That is like... yeah, like I said already, it's one of my favorite things to do in life right now. So yes, let me give you a hug real quick. Yeah, there we go. So hopefully now your day or night goes better. And yes, for now that's all I've got for you for today, so goodbye, take care everybody, and I hope to see you all again soon. But for now, let's go and say hi to our new friend.